No one can say for sure how they will behave in an extreme situation. After all, usually at such moments, many are driven by survival instincts. Some act on the basis of their past experiences, some run away, and some stop, look fear straight in the eye, and solve the problem on the go. Often our lives depend on making the right decision. The hero of our story today found himself in just such a situation when 2 lives depended on his decision, his own life and the life of a huge brown bear. What will he do? Stick around to find out. It happened near one of the mountain rivers of eastern Siberia. In those places, there are a lot of remote villages, which can only be reached in winter by snowmobiles on ice. But in the spring, when the ice breaks up and the roads have not yet dried out, they are completely cut off from civilization. The first trip by car on the road can only be made after the snow has melted and the mud has dried. Otherwise, the driver runs the risk of getting stuck for a long time. The hero of our story worked as a heavy truck driver who delivered food and medicine to such remote villages. As soon as the weather was right and conditions allowed for the first trip of the year, he immediately set out on the road. That day, he loaded a truck full of food and medical supplies and set out on his first spring trip of the year. He did not know if all sections of the road were already dry, but he decided to take a chance. The road was extremely difficult. On one side of the road there was a huge cliff, which descended directly into the seething mountain river. On the other side there was a large rocky mountain from which stones were constantly falling onto the road. An experienced driver knew that if you slowed down, you could stall in the mud, so every time he saw a large puddle ahead, he pressed the gas pedal. In one of these puddles lay a sharp stone, which was not visible under a layer of water and mud. As the truck drove over it at full speed, the tire was pierced. Getting out of the truck, the driver realized that he needed to change the wheel. He pulled out the spare tire, lifted the truck with the jack, and got to work. Then, out of the corner of his eye, he saw something huge moving towards him. When he turned, he saw a large brown bear snarling and snorting straight at the man. The first thing that came to the man's mind was to run, which he did. He ran away from the wild beast. Those who have ever encountered a wild animal know perfectly well that it is useless to run away from it. Animals are much faster than humans and can easily catch up with even the fastest runner. When the man realized this and the bear was already literally on his heels, he decided to change tactics and rushed towards the cliff. The driver understood that when meeting with a bear, he had little chance of surviving. He hoped that the bear would not climb into the water after him and in desperation rushed into the river. A strong current instantly picked up the man and carried him away at great speed. The man now and then hid under the water and then tried to emerge in order to breathe a little air, and again the river swallowed him. He attempted to swim towards the shore. If you ever find yourself in such a situation, then do not attempt to swim against the current, as this will only sap your strength. You need to relax as much as possible, going with the flow, and casually use one arm to try directing yourself towards the nearest shore. This is what our hero did, and slowly he managed to reach the shore, grab a stick sticking out of the ground, and pulled himself onto land. The man fell to the ground and could not catch his breath for a long time. When he finally came to his senses and looked around, he saw in terror that a few feet away from him on the shore lay the same bear. He pursued the man so zealously that he rushed after him into the water, and now he lay unconscious. The man slowly and quietly approached the bear. He was breathing heavily, but was unconscious. Only now did the man see what bothered the brown beast. There was a metal noose around his neck. Usually, such loops are placed by poachers in order to catch the animal without damaging their skin. But if the cable is not strong enough or if the bear is strong enough, he could escape the trap, though the loop remained compressed around his throat, making it difficult for him to breathe and bringing unimaginable suffering. Apparently, that's why he chased the man, wanting to take revenge on him for all this torment. The man, without a moment's hesitation, decided to free the bear from this trap. He knew that if the bear came to his senses, he would certainly attack him, but risking his own life, he decided to help the unfortunate beast. Gently parting the fur, he found the edge of the noose, which had already bit into the skin of the animal. He pulled on the end and finally relaxed the noose. After that, he carefully pulled the wire out of the fur and threw it onto the ground. When he moved away from the bear, he was frightened to see that the bear had awakened and now looked the man straight in the eyes. The man stood rooted to the spot. He did not know what to do or what to expect. But the bear seemed to understand that the man did not wish him harm, but on the contrary, helped to get rid of the cause of his suffering. After lying down a little longer, the bear slowly got up and walked in the other direction, leaving the man alone on the shore. Help soon arrived, and the man was taken to the hospital with light hypothermia. He quickly recovered, and he never forgot when he chose to save someone else's life, risking his own. A very brave act, don't you think? What would you do in this situation? Share your opinion in the comments.